Hello everyone, we are Good Versage. Today we would like to discuss about a situation that Nara De Sarang has 2 weeks left to finish off its project Bedivere. The Project Bedivere is a cooperation between startups and an international company. Unfortunately, 2 key individuals from Nara De Sarang have been infected by COVID-19 level 2 and level 3. The team cannot ask for a postponement about this project because of the submissions and the debt, or else they will be considered as breaching the contract with the international company. So we need to identify the issue, suggest solutions, discuss the delegations of responsibility, and prepare some contingency plans for them. So I would like to highlight again the issues that we need to discuss is about the team members affected by COVID-19. Unplanned absence have a big effect on the project's progress, timeline, and finance, eventually will impact the overall profitability. And another issue is postponement issues, which included the breaching about the contract with the international company. So you guys can now start to discuss about the suggest solutions.
For me, I have an idea for the solution. I think the most important thing is to have an emergency meeting with all members involved in the project. The objective of the project is to let every member acknowledge the current situation and issue that we face. And next, we should review the project plan with the remaining 3 members in order to find the best solution based on everyone's opinions. And it is important to carry out this meeting, and the participation is compulsory to ensure that the problem can be resolved efficiently and effectively. Is this suggestion acceptable, or do you all have any other ideas?
Yes, that suggestion is indeed acceptable and should be actually the first approach to a situation like this. From the emergency meeting that was mentioned by Julian, we can identify the remaining employees who are available to continue working for the project. Because when we work on a project, especially collaborations with big companies or an international company, it requires a team to make a project successful. So my suggestion is that the 2 key individuals delegate the remaining work to the rest of the team if they are unable to continue. So the project manager actually plays an important role over here to make sure that the task transfer takes place. As for my second suggestion, this one relates to my first suggestion. After the work delegation, they might need to work overtime since they will actually experience a shortage of manpower. And the idea of getting an extension for the deadline is off the table already. So the replacements they might need some time to actually, get acquainted with the new sudden tasks. So yes, that's my suggestion. What do you all think of this suggestion?
Okay, for my opinion, about all the suggestion that argued by Kinya and Yulia is very correct. By do an emergency meeting immediately is the best way, so that all the employees involved will know all the issue and movement about their project. But for the second suggestion from Kina, that really caught my attention. May I know who is doing the work, overtime work? Just only 2 important individual or all employees? For me, the responsibility of a company is shared responsibility. Therefore, if overtime work is required, I think in a group it should be overtime work as well. So this will show more the group having the spirit of teamwork and adaptability to each other. I think that's from me. That is my opinion. So how about Suli?
Thank you, Nija. I think for overtime work, it is important to all employees compared to just two important individuals who replace it. At the same time, I also agree with both of you about the solution for the emergency meeting, delegate remaining work and work overtime. Besides that, the suggested solution can also involve having document listening. This documentation might not be necessary for all situations happen. It can be happen or used when workplace harassment is properly examined. It is an immediate branch of the terms of the agreement and is grounds for dismissal. All you need is evidence that it actually happened. As an example, even workers who have no animosity towards you might think about filing a wrongful termination claim if they are persuaded that their case has a chance of success. It is always preferable to take precautions and stay safe than to later regret not doing so. It is also the same as gathering key information for their successors because we need to ask the departing employees to note down the important information that their successors might need for the future users if they have found a replacement for it. So the key information for this case can include upcoming deadline, client contract details, and how to locate key fields and so on. Then I would like to pass the discussions to Yu Liang.
I think what Kina said is true. Since they are facing a shortage of manpower, working overtime is compulsory for the benefits of a company, although it was unfair to the remaining members. They have to sacrifice their time and energy to avoid the company breaching the contract. And I think maybe the company can give some reward for their extra hour. And other than that, I have another idea. My idea is to enhance transparency in the workplace. Why I say this is because a transparent workplace promote a two-way conversation between all workers and the management team. And by doing this, the matters such as the progress of the project, the detail of every task, the difficulties faced, and personal issues of each member may be discussed openly and honestly through two-way communication. So that the management team can detect the problem earlier and prepare an emergency plan to avoid the breaching of the contract. And everyone may also provide feedback to this project, and any problem that occurs can be overcome easily. And I would like to add something to my suggestion just now, which is review the project plan. The thing I would like to emphasize during the review of the project plan is we need to find out the completed and uncompleted tasks in the project. And by that, this allows us to know the latest progress of the project, and it's easier for us to figure out the best dedication of responsibilities for now. I will be continue for the delegation of responsibilities. I think the delegation of responsibilities must be actively well organized, and the remaining tasks must be fairly distributed in accordance with every member's ability. And the management team should clearly understand each member's strength and weakness when redistributing the tasks. This is because a better suited task can maximize the productivity of a member to complete their given task fairly in this limited time to avoid breaching the contract. And what do you guys think? Do you have any other ideas?
Hmm, I think the delegations of responsibilities stated by Yuliang is correct and suitable for the situation which needs to be settled. Therefore, I would like to continue about how we must provide the right resource and level of authority as another delegations of responsibilities. As we know, delegation refers to a greater management skills, which is related to the transfer of responsibility for specific tasks from one person to another person. As a project manager, we must act as an important role to provide our team members specific training, resource, or authorities so they can delegate their work in a professional manner. Giving someone a difficult task to do will annoy both of you because your team member won't able to be accomplish the intended result, and you will probably need to put that work back on your to-do list. At the same time, you must also resist the impulse to micromanage at this point. They would not be able to learn or acquire new abilities if you explain to your coworkers step by step about how would you complete the task before managing each phase of the procedure. Instead, concentrate on the task importance, the desired outcome, and any gaps between them and their current skill set is very important. What is your opinion, Kina? I would like to ask you about the delegations of the responsibility.
I would agree with you, Suvin, on providing the team member with specific training on task delegation. And for this, the discussion on this topic, I would like to add on my opinion regarding the delegation of responsibilities by a project manager. So, a project manager must think of a suitable approach when it comes to dealing with a project, which includes the goal and also the priorities of the project itself. So delegating a few tasks for a specific person and making sure that they actually understand about it is very crucial actually. And we would not want to actually have two people, two employees doing the same task as if it is actually about a competition to see who has a better outcome or something. So it will be a waste of time actually. But this does not mean that the rest of the team should actually turn a blind eye on their colleagues' progress. So yeah, that's my opinion on this matter. What about the rest of you? Do you have anything to add on?
I have something to say. I think that having a key member leave can be a significant setback, but it isn't the end of the project. You must make sure you don't spend too much time speculating and too little time working toward your end goal. When everything is said and done, you can come up with a strategy to retain top talent to prevent this scenario from recurring. And I think I would like to proceed with the contingency plan. My suggestion for a contingency plan is to always set out an employee backup plan. The employee backup plan consists of good arrangements made in case a key employee suddenly quit or become unable to work. We must think more broadly about creating a plan so that the company can stay resilient if an employee unexpectedly leaves the project. Because the project cannot be overly dependent on particular people. The strategy when making a backup plan for employees is cross-training the existing employees. By that, the employees can work across different roles and increasing flexibilities in case of increased workload or staff shortage. And the workforce will also be sustainable, and it allows the remaining employees to hold out the project in time of need, and the project also not overly dependent on particular employee. What do you guys think?
Yes, I think everything that Yuliang state is very correct. In an organization or company should have a second plan or backup plan if anything happen in your project. So we will never know when a problem will arise, so we must to prepare before the problem comes to us. I also want to add two suggestion contingency plan, which is the first is hire a temporary expert. If the person who left was the only person in the particular skill, and the skill is imperative to the completion of the project. It may have to outsource that aspect to the project to an expert. Look into freelance or remote worker with the same qualification that the key members had. Bring them on the rest of the project. Outsourcing the crucial part that need to be attended to the same to be attended quickly So my second suggestion for the contingency plan is, in company there should also be preparation in terms of health. Health is very important for individual. If you ignore the someone level of health, their way of working will interrupt. Therefore, the company need to ensure that the health level of its employee must be in a good condition by giving employee the opportunities to do a health checkup or throughout the duration of the project. Each employee must follow a standard operation procedure, such as wearing a mask to avoid any disease that occur. This step is also of the precautionary and safe step to avoid infectious disease. This is the from my opinion. So how about others have addition for the contingency plan?
I do have addition to the contingency plan. You all actually have great suggestions that I would actually agree to, and Yu Liang's cross training suggestion is actually a great plan. But it will actually need a tremendous preparation time, but nevertheless, it's still a good plan. And I would like to relate this back to Shuling's opinion about, I mean, under the delegation of responsibility, where she mentioned about how someone won't be able to learn or acquire new abilities by just explanation. So yeah, back to Yuliang's plan about the cross training. It needs time because nobody can learn a skill that fast. So yeah, but nevertheless, again, this could actually help in easing the pressure when under the shortage of manpower. And not only that, they can actually gain an extra skill, a new skill, which they can actually put in their resume. So yeah, that's all for me about the contingency plan. Do any of you have anything to add?
I think no for me.
That's enough for me.
I also.
So I think I can conclude for this situation, right?
Okay.
So I will conclude it. Okay. As a small conclusion, this topic is talking about the issues of team members infected by COVID-19 and postponement for the contract with the international company. The international company is a startup and international company. The solution given by our group is included an emergency meeting, delegating meeting work, enhance transparency, in the workplace and review the work plan. While for the delegations of the responsibility, we having the first one is we must have adequately well organized and the remaining tasks must be fairly distributed in accordance with every member's ability. And we also having to provide the right resource and level of authority, giving a suitable approach, also with the goals and priorities of the project itself. While for the contingency plans, our group just say about the setup and employee backup plan by Yuliang, and also having a second plan for it. While Nija said about we must having, while Nija says about hiring a temporary expert, and also the contingency plan in a company should be preparations in terms of help, because the help is very important for an individual. While for Nijas, she agrees about the Yuliang cross training plan and all of us opinions throughout this solution, delegations of responsibilities, and contingency plan. So that's all for our discussions about these situations for the Nara De Sarang's Project Bedivere between the startup and an international company. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.